Everybody's been a unicorn over the last few years, but he's more like an alien.
All the biggest names had something to say about Victor Wembanyama, but LeBron James to me was the most accurate. Just like we have never seen aliens, the world has never seen such a combination of skill and freakish physical abilities. The 18-year-old, who now stands at 7'3" and has an 8-foot wingspan, recently dominated the friendly games in Vegas. However, just last season he struggled to show off his talents in the EuroLeague. What has changed in less than a year? My name is Augustas, and in this video we are going to look at how Wembanyama became the best NBA prospect ever.
But he's been in the league forever. Hey now!
Last year, the French phenomenon got quickly introduced into what it means to be playing real grown-up basketball at the highest stage in Europe. Playing for Tony Parker's team as well, then the 17-year-old tried the same tricks that worked for him every time in his life before, only to find out that here the speed and the bodies of others are extremely different. Yes, we saw glimpses of his unreal size and length on closeout catches or transition plays, but whenever the game wasn't that open, Wembanyama had a tough time.
He's got the ball back, and wow, what a opposition.
Look at another drive against the same player with him giving Victor a little bit more contact than on the last play. Hand on the hip makes the Frenchman circle the paint and take an awful shot. It's not a surprise that Wembanyama is used to being a #1 option all the time, dominating the youth level since early ages. But being 17 and playing in the EuroLeague, he wasn't even close to getting this recognition. Still, the instincts were there as he tried to demonstrate his skill every time he stepped on the court, instead of doing only a few things great, and that often resulted in bad misses or turnovers. We witnessed a spectacular shooting display in Vegas, but opponents in Europe weren't really respecting his spot-up abilities. Here you can see a former #2 pick Derrick Williams playing defense with his hands down in a closeout situation. Wembanyama shot only 30% from downtown last year, while his overall field goal percentage wasn't that much higher, at a horrendous 35%.
Real Madrid, the big...
This summer, Victor and his camp made an eye-catching move away from the EuroLeague and relocated to Metropolitans 92, who participate only in the French league. But less than 10 games into the season, we can already see why this move was an amazing decision for the young man. First of all, he plays only 1 game per week now as opposed to 2 or 3 in previous year, but here he is a constant member of a starting lineup, something that wasn't probably going to happen in as well. This gives Victor confidence and enough situations to show the world what he is able to do. And the list of things he can do on the court is simply a ridiculous one. You know, even the biggest names in basketball lately, Giannis, Luka, Jokic, Gobert, you can find one skill in their games where they are average or even below. Whether that's the outside shooting, the on-ball defense, rim protection, or the lack of finishing touch under the basket. Wembanyama is unique because he seems to already possess all of them at 18 years old, or is capable of masking them because of his incredible length. Look at this play in transition where he needs only 5 steps from the half-court line to throw this emphatic jam.
Attack, boom! Boom!
Any pass in the paint or lob around the rim means Victor is dunking it. So basically, every time a guard beats his man off the dribble, you can start going back to the defense. His highlights remind me of some plays we saw on NBA Jam simply because of how high he can get above the rim. I mean, have you ever seen a player put back his own putback miss? The same goes for his defensive presence under the rim. Good luck in getting the shot off even when you think you are in a great position under the basket. Victor still likes to jump on fakes, but can block your attempt on his third jump. Following his French league games, I sometimes felt like watching volleyball middle blockers when he was playing defense. Everyone says the legendary skyhook is an unstoppable shot, but some of these clips made me think that yeah, Wembanyama could arrive at those heights and swat it to the first row as well.
Miller in traffic. Oh! Punched out of here.
And this is only a small part of all the things he can do on the court. He enjoys running in transition after getting defensive rebounds and has a good enough dribble to not turn the ball over too much. That's the thing. He is 7'3" but mainly plays like a guard. Look at this pullback dribble into a step-back move and tell me how many players like this are there in the NBA right now. And now, a message from the sponsor of this video. Every year, Dr. Sinig Hair Hospital treats more than 10,000 patients worldwide while providing them with a welcoming environment. The clinic has high-tech equipment, more than 20 years experience, and higher success rate than most hair transplant clinics. Check out more information in the description, and now let's get back to Victor Wembanyama. Seeing him dribbling the ball up the court at this size doesn't even make sense. A crossover into spin with great footwork is yet another proof to why we will see so many teams tank this season. Or a one-dribble pull-up after a pick and roll, in which the roles were reversed. Guard was setting a pick with Victor handling the ball.
I'm on for three.
Come on, wee. Come on, man. 7-4 coming off a screen as the ball handler.
Changing teams and systems meant much more confidence for the young man, and that influenced his three-point volumes and percentages to go up. Even though it's a small sample size after 5 total games, 43% on 5.6 tries per game is more than solid to understand that he's a legit threat from deep. At the center position, he's so dangerous in pick-and-pop situations, combining shooting, dribbling, and driving into an unstoppable force. Wembanyama is growing as a passer as well. Here, driving after the pop, he sees an extra defender and dishes it out to an open teammate under the rim. In our recent Bonus podcast, we discussed whether we would rather have an NBA title this season or the first pick in next year's draft. And even though there will be close to 10 teams tanking for a player with the biggest upside ever, Wembanyama will have some issues in his first years in the NBA. It might not come to you as a surprise, but you definitely didn't see this on social media. It's all about the highlights and not the lowlights there, and seeing Victor struggle against harsh defenses is not getting you enough interactions. However, this is what happens when opponents are extremely close to Victor's body on post-up catches. He has trouble getting closer to the rim and starts forcing ill-advised shots.
Wembanyama in the paint.
Everyone is smaller than him, but even guards could have faith in stopping him after switches. This is how opposing coaches should game plan against him, as it is the best way to stop Wembanyama now. Get into his space and be aggressive. He is not ready to handle this kind of aggressiveness to his hip area as of yet, and it will be interesting to see how he will evolve during the season. At the moment, when facing tough defenses like this, he is trying to avoid playing back to the basket and instead tries to force the hand his way. Make it a face-up game where he feels more comfortable and believes he has a bigger chance of getting a higher percentage shot.
Voilà la capacité qu'a ce joueur.
But the NBA is known for improving players' strength as quickly as possible, so nobody really sees it as a problem. Other than that, he doesn't have much more weaknesses. Obviously, he needs to get better at decision-making and refine his other skills, but that will come with time. This makes Wembanyama the greatest NBA prospect ever. So good that some teams already started tanking in the middle of July.
So a late riser is Victor Wembanyama, throws it down in transition.
What do you guys think? Which two players Victor reminds you the most? Drop your opinions in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like this video, and I'll see you in the next one.